There we go. I get it right eventually. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Brand new overlay. Still figuring out my buttons here. I apologize. Welcome to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. So we are live. We are here, and on the screen in front of you, you can see that beautiful purple background driver list right there in front of you. That means it's time for our elite drivers to take the road and see what they got against each other and see who comes out on top on the podium here tonight. We have an absolute star-studded lineup here for our elite drivers today. We are missing one driver who does have a reserve stepping in for that driver. So, round one, Watkins Glen, the elite division, ladies and gentlemen. We are here presented by Flat Out Racing North America. The sponsors here this evening are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing. And the beautiful graphic package we are going to see here tonight is powered by High Pre Graphics. I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Welcome to all the viewers on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Flat Out Racing North America YouTube, and the Apex Sim Racing YouTube as well, ladies and gentlemen. We are all over the map, so wherever your viewing pleasure is tonight, please sit back and enjoy. However, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I can only see the chat coming from GT45 Gaming's pages. I do apologize as I don't have a way to connect the chat from Flat Out Racing and Apex Sim Racing to my software, so I do apologize. So we're going to just keep it to the racing here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But rest assured, we appreciate you for all your support. We hope you all absolutely love what's going down here. It is working on Facebook. That's fantastic. I wasn't sure if it was going to go. Hey, Vic coming in with the thumbs up. What's good, Vic? How we doing, brother? Let's go, says Vic. So let's go over this list, gentlemen. We have about 13 minutes, 12 or 13 minutes before these guys are going to do qualifying, and we're going to talk about that soon. But the lineup: Robbie Heck, Apex Jakey, Hawko, Agent Runge. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that one. We have Smiley, we have Callan, we have Lucas, we have K-Bonix, we have SOE Kevin, who we've seen in the race-off last Sunday there, taking that one extra spot that was available for Elite. We have Adka here, we have Quartz, who's not in the race today, so Quartz is being replaced by a reserve driver goes by Mopar, I believe it is. We have Apex, it's Payme, we have Rockefeller Racing's MSP3, we have Romer 18 and Apex Pigum. So we can see here, ladies and gentlemen, one of the title sponsors here, Apex Racing, has 3 drivers in this field as well. So going to be very interesting to see how this how the sponsored drivers handle this lineup. It is an all-star lineup, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tingling down my spine thinking about what we're about to witness for the next 25 laps around Watkins Glen. So let's talk about it. Heavy damage model, ladies and gentlemen. The model for these elite drivers is heavy. If they get damage on that car, that damage is going to stay on that car until they pit to fix that damage. Going to have to make some tough decisions. Strategies here today, most likely, there are 2 options to our strategies, but the most likely strategy we're going to see out of these elite guys is going to be a one-stop strategy, and that's going to probably be to start on the medium tire, stretch it out for about 14 laps, and run 11 laps on the softs. However, the alternative strategy being, of course, the 2-stop strategy, which we did see play out a little bit in the AM Division Live last night, which will be, of course, 1 medium tire stint and 2 soft tire stints, of course, quite a bit shorter than the medium tire stint. That allows the drivers to absolutely just full send it, flat out racing, baby. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here tonight, but I really strongly think that we're going to see a very heavy one-stop strategy style race here tonight. And yeah, I mean, these are the elite drivers. We wouldn't expect anything less. These guys are pros. They know how to drive these cars, and they're going to get these cars around this racetrack probably like a lot of us have never seen before. So, again, we are racing the brand new released GT3 car recently here in Gran Turismo a couple weeks ago, the Nismo GTR 2018 GT3 race car. It is a beauty. And we'll flip you over to the other screen here in a minute. We're going to talk about qualifying while we still have some time here. We're doing really good. We're 9 minutes on the ball still here. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's get it, Apex boys. We got 1 dub this week. Hey, our AM Division champion from yesterday, Apex Heathen, in the chat cheering on his boys. Absolutely love to see that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. Let me know how the streams are broadcasting on all the channels. If there's any issues, please let me know, and we'll try to rectify it right away for you. I hope the audio is fantastic, and I really do hope you guys enjoy the graphics as we progress through our broadcast here this evening. So you can see Watkins Glen, interesting racetrack. Start finish line right at the bottom left hand part of the track image on the screen there. The drivers will be heading then towards the elite drivers list. That will be turn 1. They call that the 90. From there we go into turn 2, 3, and 4, which they call the S's. It's an uphill winding section. Then we're going to hit a very long straightaway they call the backstretch, which leads into the famous bus stop. Very high speed chicane. Out of the bus stop, we're going to come down through the outer loop and the carousel into the laces, around the toe, and then up through the heel. From that point there, we have just a couple more tight little corners and a sweeping corner. We're right back at the start-finish line. So we are going to see some blazing fast times here. I think we've seen some 45 lows last night in the AM division. Expect to see 42s in the elite division. It is going to be phenomenal. Apex Sim Racing team coming in with the big time love there with the sub over on YouTube. Much love, my guys. Hey, we got Andres in the house. Fantastic stuff. All right, so you know what, guys? Let's take you over to the live screen. Here we go. Oh, there's that elusive banner again. Hey, folks. We could drop that banner for now, actually. There we go. All right. And we'll just let you guys have all the glory that you can see for now. So, what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Qualifying. You guys want to hear about qualifying? Let's talk about qualifying. Qualifying for these drivers in this series, the Elite Division solely, is going to be a one-lap, hot lap shootout. You heard me, folks. These guys get one crack at getting the absolute best time around this racetrack in qualifying. We're going to see this World Tour style, ladies and gentlemen, and some great ideas have come in from these elite drivers for this particular division here in the series, and we're going to run this tonight. So we're going to see, like we see on Gran Turismo broadcasts in the World Tour events, we're going to see half the field come out of pit lane in intervals, and only half that field they will run an out lap, their hot lap, and an in lap, and then we'll see the second half of the field come out and run their out lap, hot lap, and in lap. And where the drivers' times are at the end of that is where we're going to see these drivers start on the grid for the race here today. Let's go MSP, says Vic. Sweaty Palms here. Get it done, Flying Foxes, and Agent Orange. Agent Orange? Yeah. Agent Orange? Agent Orange? Is that what that's supposed to be? We'll get it right. We'll get it right. Oh, I apologize. If I butchered that, I most certainly did. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, I can't see the chat from Flat Out Racing North America or Apex Sim Racing YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I can only see the chat from GT45 Gaming. We're not ignoring you. We love all of you equally. Family-friendly broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Kids are wondering what's going on, what you guys are watching. They like the racing. Get them in here. It's all safe and sound. 100% PG for the family here. We want everybody to enjoy the sim racing that Flat Out Racing North America is providing here all season long. Round 1 of 10 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be absolutely epic. This is only the second of the 5 available divisions here in the series being broadcast. The Pro Division and the 2 Pro-Am Division lobbies will be done tomorrow night via replay broadcast by, of course, yours truly here, GT45 Gaming. And we'll release that on the socials for you guys in the morning, what time we're going to start those broadcasts. And we are going to do all 3 races. We'll start with Pro-Am 2, move into Pro-Am 1, and, of course, finish off with our Pro Lobby. So lots of racing coming from Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're ready. Get your popcorn, get your drinks. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be a fantastic race. I may lose my voice, but hey, I think it's going to be worth it. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's going to be worth it. Everything is looking like it's moving. How's the car sound compared to my audio? This is brand new overlay. We just put this together today, so it may have some little kinks that we need to work out of it as we go on the fly. Close enough, LOL. I apologize. I apologize. My goodness, my goodness. We will get all these names down out of all 80-plus drivers that we have here in the series by the end of the season. I promise. I promise. Paradise coming in with that thumbs up. What is good, my dude? Long time no see. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Corey up in there. Let's go, Kevin. Good luck to all the drivers. We know Kevin, SOE Kevin absolutely dominating that race off last Sunday night here at Flat Out Racing. A little tease for what you guys can expect from these elite drivers. We put out there for about a 45-minute broadcast last weekend, and SOE Kevin showing he definitely has what it takes to run with these elite guys. So what can we really expect from these drivers tonight. We're going to see drivers pushing limits they didn't know they had. We're going to see drivers racing around these racetracks like they've never thought they could before, just to try and keep up with some of the big names in the field here today. And of course, obviously, you guys saw the drivers list, and we'll wait for these drivers to come out, and of course, we'll give them their proper introductions from there. But it's going to be unpredictable. I mean, sure, we could say that some of the best drivers in Gran Turismo might be racing in the series. It doesn't mean they're going to win. It does not mean anything. Mistakes can be made. It's going to be very hard fought racing, and strategy is most certainly going to play a factor here. Racing medium and soft tires are required in the race. And we just had a message come up there. I think we're 10 minutes away here, ladies and gentlemen, is what that message said. So let's go find somebody who's running some laps here. We got Apex Paymay, so sponsored driver here. Apex Sim Racing's Paymay on track here. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, through practice this week, I've been very fortunate enough to run on track with some of these elite drivers. And let me tell you, they're all quick. But Paymay could be a dark horse here coming into the series, in the elite series here. Everybody's going to want to keep their eyes on Apex Paymay. Just got a feeling, can't shake it. Just it's what I see. It's what I do as a broadcaster. I like to do my homework with all these divisions. I like to get on track in the cars they're racing in. I like to get on track with the drivers. I like to run beside them, run behind them, run in front of them, whatever the case may be. And it just you get the feel for what these guys are up against. Now, this GTR is not like that old GTR. It doesn't have that just gorgeous top speed that you would expect out of the GTR. This one does seem to turn a little bit more efficiently from what I understand. But definitely lacking on top speed. So these guys are going to have to work these cars around this racetrack in order to get these 142 lap times that we've been seeing in practice all week long. So let's get through the field here. Let's see who else we got here. We got Twitch's Hawko. We all know Hawko over on Twitch. I'm sure he's probably streaming tonight too. So all the Hawko fans out there, your boy on the track here in the race tonight as well. And he's going to come up, and I'm sure he is fired up for this race as well. We have SOE Kevin here as well. We've seen him qualify his way in last Sunday, and he looks ready. A quick driver. We know this guy is very, very fast, and he's definitely gonna be a guy to look out for. I mean, all these drivers in this division are gonna be guys to look out for. I mean, you can't predict who's really gonna win this race. We got the Twice M here as well, and we've got Lucas here as well. Again, another driver battling his way into the elite division spots. We got Sir Lead here in 7th as well. These cars are looking great on the racetrack. We've got Apex Jakey, who is host of the lobby here tonight, sitting in pit lane. We've also got Smiley, who is the backup administrator here for the Elite Division as well, sitting in pit lane. We've got Apex Racing's Pigums here as well, sitting in pit lane. So there we have Mr. Rob Heck on the racetrack here right now as well. So we'll sit on board with Mr. Heck as we come around here for a couple of corners. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Robbie Heck sitting on the racetrack here at Flat Out Racing North America, jumping in with the gang to put some good racing on the racetrack here for us. This guy's going to be hard to catch, ladies and gentlemen. We all know who he is. We all know the caliber of this gentleman here on the racetrack, and this is why I say that many of the drivers in the field here this series are going to absolutely find limits that they didn't know they had, and they're going to find new ways around the racetrack that they didn't know were possible. Racing absolutely just fantastic drivers like Robbie Heck. Of course, Callan as well is in this field. Of course, Cardinal in the field. Quartz, as many of you know him as well. I mean, where do you stop with the absolute just quick, fast, blazing, huge lineup drivers? I mean, this Elite Series is going to be phenomenal. And lots on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. GTR Simulators putting a top-of-the-line sim rig up for these guys. Absolutely fantastic prize being given up by GTR Simulators that will go to the champion of the Elite Division here this season. And then from there, Apex Racing coming in with a huge package of prizes for our drivers in each of the divisions as well. And if you head over to their website at www.apexsimracing.com, I believe it is, you can check out everything they have up to offer. There's also some stuff there for sale if you're interested as well from our sponsors from Apex Racing. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get ready to do some qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. So there we go. Our first driver is on his way out. Let's jump on board with that driver. Let's get you guys some information. So we have C. Roach out here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely blazing fast driver. He's going to be our first driver here on track, representing, of course, United States of America here today. Second driver out today is Mr. Robbie Heck, World Tour driver, representing United States here today as well. And you can see these guys just pacing themselves out. Third driver out on track is Twitch's Hawko, Canadian represented driver, big time streamer over there on Twitch. Big love there. Fourth out is Apex's Paymay. Coming out, of course, sponsored driver here for the Elite Division today is Apex Paymay. Fifth out is another sponsored driver in Apex GT420, ladies and gentlemen. And our final driver, I think is 7 going to be coming out. Sixth driver out is, of course, another sponsored driver in Apex Racing's Pigums. Moving down our list, we have the Twice M. Now coming out of pit lane here is also our 7th driver. United Kingdom represented by Apex Jakey, of course. Canada by Pigums. And I don't want to get that flag wrong, so I'm not even going to try. But definitely down from our South American region there, from our Spanish friends down south. We have Kubonic also out. Final driver coming out here. Kubonic's 86 representing the United States. Let's get back on board with Roach here. Now, this is going to be the end of their out lap. This next lap is going to be these drivers flying laps, ladies and gentlemen. So, absolutely just sit back and enjoy the times we're about to see put down by these guys on the racetrack. One hot lap shootout begins now, folks. Roach leading the charge. Hawko roll out. Go Pigums. Get him smiley. Let's go. We appreciate all the support here, everybody. There we go. Hot laps are underway. Qualifying is officially underway as Roach comes around first. Turn 1. Here we go. Let's jump on board with our driver here as he comes around Watkins. Coming up into the S's. This is, of course, now the S's, ladies and gentlemen. This is the just a little series of uphill S's. We're going to be now coming up this back straight. The back straight is just a very long, high-speed run. Of course, coming into the very famous bus stop. And you're going to see these guys come through here just blazing fast. You see him just clipping them curves, using the shifter of that car to really rotate that car around. Now we're coming into the outer loop here. You want to hold that corner, come sweeping out nice and wide through the carousel. Ooh, maybe a little too wide there for Roach. And then we're coming into, of course, the toe of the boot here. So now we're in the boot section. Coming up into the laces here, through the laces now, of course, as we come up in and around. It's a very hard corner here. Nice wide exit there by Roach. And then we come to up straightaways. Now we've got a hard left-hand corner, or right-hand corner here, followed by a left degree 90 by 2 sweeping fair high-speed corners. And then we're going to be coming across that line. So one time, one shot. All these drivers are going to get here today. You can see Mr. Robbie Heck just coming around those corners here right now. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our first qualifying time is about to get put down. What are we going to see from Mr. Roach? Comes around, getting a nice exit, it looks like. Eating a little bit of grass, so you know he took all that corner. And he's going to come across with a 142.37. What does Rob Heck have in behind here? Going to come in with a 142.253. So Rob Heck taking pole position. Moving down to Hawko. Hawko's going to stay in third. Paymay in behind. What is Paymay going to come and do here? Paymay stays in fourth. Apex Jakey coming around the final corner right now. Where's Apex Jakey going to settle into this mix? He's going to stay in fifth. On to Pigums. Coming around that final corner right now. Final Apex represented driver here in this division. Coming around. What's he looking like? It's going to be a 43 high. He's going to stay in sixth. The Twice M coming around right now. And what's his time going to be? He's going to be a 43. That's going to put him up into sixth. So he knocks Pigums down a spot. K-Bonic here coming around right now. What does K-Bonics have for us? It's going to be a 44. Not the best lap from him here today. That's going to keep him there in eighth. And we got Smiley just waiting to go here. So, all right, there we go. So these drivers are just going to make their way back around, and then we'll see the second half of our field come out, ladies and gentlemen. So our top 8 drivers so far here today. C. Roach so far holding that pole position, followed by Mr. Rob Heck. Twitch Hawko still in third, followed by the Twice M grabbing some good qualifying there. Last half of the field will be coming out right away. So here we go. Absolutely fantastic stuff so far. We did suspect we were going to see some 142s, and our top two drivers sitting there with very low 142 laps so far. So it's going to be absolutely crazy to see what the second half of this field can do in response to that first half. So first out here is Sir Lead. Second out, Smiley is first out. We're not. It's a little backwards here. It'll straighten out here once these guys go across the timing line. We have Agent Runge here coming out in third on the track. United States represented driver here. Canadian represented driver in Rockefeller Racing's MSP3. Another quick driver here. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do here against this field. Following him out is Lucas, 36. Again, another quick driver here. So let's see what he can do on his attempt here at qualifying today. And of course, Smiley, we know Smiley's already been out. SOE Kevin coming out next. Smiley is technically the car that's ahead of everybody else here. It's just not updating properly at the moment. And I believe Pop will be the final driver. I believe this is our reserve for S Cardinal here today. Quartz, aka Quartz, ladies and gentlemen. So final driver here coming out for our qualifier today. We're going to jump on board with Smiley as we know he's going to be the first driver around on his hot lap. And a little bit of lag coming from Smiley, but we're still seeing that. Again, we are on Gran Turismo 7 here, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome. If you're wondering where it is that we are racing on here today, it is the Gran Turismo 7 platform. Fairly new platform, only just a half-year old at this point, so we are still working out a few little issues here as the game develops and continues to progress. But, yeah, it's coming along nicely. We're able to put some absolutely fantastic racing on for the fans here at GT7, and we're looking forward to it here with this elite division from Flat Out Racing North America. So, to all our returning viewers, welcome back. I hope you guys are ready for this. I know I am. And to all our new viewers, welcome in. I hope you enjoy the race tonight. Again, these are family-friendly broadcasts, ladies and gentlemen, so the kids can absolutely sit down, sit back and enjoy, and have some good QT time and watch a good little 45-minute race here. So, Smiley coming around here. We'll have to see where he comes in. Of course, the live timing is not going to update until we see the grid sitting on the field here. It's just the way the game is, of course, again. But we know that a 142.2 is our pole time so far currently here on the track, held by Mr. Rob Heck. You can see it on the left-hand side of the screen there, 142.253. So let's see what kind of answer the last half of our qualifiers have here for that front 8 drivers that came out and just put down some blazing fast times. Smiley is looking very solid here. His lines are very tight. His rhythm is very good. Don't let the lag fool you. He's driving that car very smoothly right now. And Smiley's just coming around the final couple corners here. We're going to hit a left-hander and another sweeping left-hander and then a right-hander. And we're going to see what Smiley's got in this elite division here today at Watkins Glen International Raceway. You can hear the crowd cheering in the background. Crowd is very excited here tonight, just as much as we are here, of course, watching at home on our phones, on our TVs, on our laptops, on our tablets, whatever it may be. Welcome. We do appreciate all of you being here tonight. Here we go. Smiley's going to come across at a 43.649, so it's not going to be a pole. On to Sir Lead here as he's coming around. He's a little bit off the pace we're seeing from those front runners. It's going to be a 46, so that's going to keep him towards the back here. We got Agent Arunge here, we'll get it right, moving up into the second of this back half of the group here, so good lap from him. MSP now coming around. Let's see where MSP comes across here. It's going to be a 45. Lucas coming around next. What is he got here? He looks like he's on pace here for a potential 43. Yes, it is going to be a 43, so he's going to take pole out of the guys in the back part of the field. We got Kevin coming next. What is he going to do as he comes across here? Is going to be a 43 as well. Moving down to Pop, our final driver qualifying here tonight. And it is looking, unless Pop takes that pole position, it is going to be Rob Heck taking pole position to start this race with C. Roach just behind. And we're going to see a 145 here from Pop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our qualifying is finished here. The field is set. We're going to take all that beautiful information away from you now, and bam, here we go. 25 laps at Watkins Glen, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it is very dark on the racetrack here right now already. These drivers are going to have some very tough conditions here under the lights at Watkins Glen in these Nismo GTR GT3 race cars, the 2018 models here, ladies and gentlemen. The newest cars dropped by Gran Turismo 7 most recently in an update. So not a lot of information about these cars yet for these drivers. They've had to learn on the fly. Let's see what these guys can do now come race time. Now, red flag situations are in play here. They always are in league racing, ladies and gentlemen. So really, it's going to be up to the drivers to make it through turn 1 in the bus stop, all safe and sound, and play like good little boys in the sandbox, and just get through safely. After that, it is go time. So we await the arrival of the Elite Division Round 1 Season 2 at Watkins Glen. Again, ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by GTR Simulators, as you can see at the bottom part of the banner, and Apex Racing. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Welcome to everybody on the GT45 Gaming Facebook and YouTube, and also welcome to everybody on the Flat Out Racing North America YouTube and the Apex Racing YouTube as well. Let's go through some likes and stuff here while we can. We've got Brandon coming in with the share. We got Chris coming in with the like. We got Bill coming in with the like, and Aaron Benson coming in with the like as well. What else we got? Apex Simracing with the subscription. Much love, much love. And if you're not like or shared any of whichever channel it is that you're watching here tonight, please do us a favor and just hit that like and share it out to somebody that you may think would like to watch something like this. It's one thing that you can do for free to help us, and it just helps the league grow and it helps the channels grow. Of course, the more that we can grow, the bigger the community can get, the more racing that we can continue to bring to you guys, the race fans out there worldwide. We really appreciate everybody's support. And if you don't want to miss any of this season, any of the divisions being put down here for 10 weeks, hit that subscribe button, turn on all those live notifications so you always get notified when we go live at Flat Out Racing North America. It's game time, folks. Grid start, false check. These drivers need to keep it tight. We're going to stay on our leader, Mr. Heck, coming through the first part of the section here. Now, this is tricky because we're going to lose the good camera angle here, so broadcaster needs to be really on point with his eyes here. We got 4 reds, we got 5 reds. Kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing, and we're green, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going to get up into that chase cam. We're going to flip behind us, and we're going to take a look at the field of drivers coming down. Roach going down the inside of Robbie Heck right off the bat. Going to get the move done. We're taking a look. Looks like everybody has made it through turn 1 safe and sound. 2 by 2 up the S's we go. C. Roach making a very early move on Rob Heck here. So C. Roach out in the early lead. Hawko very, very close behind here in 3rd place with Lucas right in his toe. So Robbie is going to decide to defend the bus stop here as we're coming in. Hawko's going to lean in. Let's see what happens as we come to the bus stop here. Side by side to the bus stop by these 2 drivers, and this is why. Oh, these guys are the pros. A little bit of contact there. Great job by all the drivers. Lucas taking advantage. He's going to go inside on Hawko. Hawko trying to respond. Just nowhere for him to respond. Lucas in P3. Moving down the field. Hawko taking a look. A little bit of contact there between the drivers. A little bit of contact there in behind. Now a little bit of an accordion effect there. Hawko getting that position back on Lucas. Payme in 5th place here with Apex Jakey just in behind. Top 6 drivers, nose to tail. We got Kevin here looking on the inside of Jakey. Can't get the move done. Back in behind in the slipstream. Twice M in 8th place. Right in behind all these guys as well. We're going to see these guys nose to tail all race long. I would not be surprised. Little bit of contact going into the corner there. Very tough dirty air these cars are. Smiley in 9th place here in his GTR as well. We got Agent Orange there, but MSP going up the inside, coming into this left-hander, getting the job done. Is there going to be a response from Agent Orange? No. MSP moving up into P10. Great move there by MSP. 11th place is Agent Orange. Pagum's just sitting back here right now, just kind of assessing, checking out the opponents, assessing his situation. He's just going to chill out here in the slipstream for a little bit and decide what his next move is going to be. Sir Lee just a little bit off the pace here, just a couple seconds behind in 13th. We got K-Bonic here in 14th and Pop in 15th. Back to the lead of this race. Okay, guys, we're going to jump out of the lobby. We're going to jump back in so we can let the TV crew do their job. Again, just another unfortunate quirk here with Gran Turismo 7. I do apologize, everybody, but here we go. All right, it's race time. Let's get busy. Whoa, let's go, boys, says Red Bull GT Doug. Best of luck, guys. Piggy for first. Hey, cheers, boys and girls. So, Roach in first place. Callan flying. And we know this guy's quick. So, can Robbie Heck have an answer here for him? You can see Robbie Heck already 2.7 seconds behind Roach here. Maybe different tire compounds from these drivers. Who knows? You guys will find out in a little bit. Twitch's Hawko here in third place, and he is just a little bit off those front two drivers. But you can see he has an absolute gaggle of cars up in behind him. He has a mirror full of headlights here. Lucas in fourth place, still looking really strong in behind Hawko here with Paymay still in behind as well. 1 second penalty for Paymay, or for Jakey. That's going to cost Jakey some position here. We're going to see how many this is going to cost. This is really unfortunate for Apex driver here. He is going to go defensive here. Might only cost him one position. And Jakey doing a fantastic job there, not losing any position, just some time here, so able to hold that backpack off. But now Jakey is under fire with Smiley. Agent Arunge as well, the Twice M. Pigham's now in 11th, MSP down to 12th, so these guys are going to continue to shift around positions here as these guys, of course, are racing so tight together. Sir Lead in 13th, K-Bonic in 14th, and 15th here is Pop. Get back through the field. We got no battles up front here. Let's get back to this mid-pack. This is where all the action is happening here. And oh boy, it is some action. Hawko coming through the 90 corner right now. Turn 1, getting a little bit wide there, but looks like he's just kept those tires on. Should avoid that penalty there for Hawko. And this is what it looks like behind Hawko here. He's trying to open up a gap. 7 tenths of a second on Lucas in behind. So Lucas just in that slipstream, but chasing. Paymay right in behind Lucas here as well in 5th place. We're looking in behind Lucas here, and you can see we're getting a little bit of separation in the field now. So maybe we're starting to see some tire compounds showing the difference here. It's hard to say. Kevin in 6th place. So Kevin looking real sharp here early on in the race, making a couple of positions up early on, and now he's got just a small gap, 1.1 seconds, 1 second to Paymay up in front. So he just really needs to start locking in, try to get back into that slipstream. Apex Jakey there, we see him with the penalty, now working on trying to catch back up to Kevin here, 9 tenths of a second, just out of that slipstream range. Smiley chasing Jakey here in 8th place, and you can see these drivers are playing very, very smart and nice here so far early on in this race. They all know that one mistake is going to cost you slipstream here and your spot in the lineup, and that could mean 2, 3, 4 positions here. So the Twice M, a personal best lap here currently right now, sitting in 10th place. He's just 1 second off this pack, and he has got MSP right on the back door here. So interesting to see what MSP, ooh, a little bit wide. That could be a penalty there. It could be lag. We're not sure. We'll have to wait to find out, see if he picks a penalty up there. He did get a little bit wide. No, I think that was just lag. So very difficult to get around a driver that's lagging, but these guys are pros. They can handle it. So MSP here now in 12th. He's got Pigham's just in behind. Pigham's here now back down to 12th. We've been seeing these guys swap positions here about every half a lap, it seems. Sir leading 13th. K-Bonix in 14th, and Pop here in 15th. Starting to gain on K-Bonic here. So we're starting to see the drivers close up a little bit here. So Roach up the road, 4.8 seconds. Rob Heck, 3.8 seconds ahead of Twitch. And the battle starts here in 3rd place right now, currently on the racetrack. So Twitch's Hawko in P3. Lucas very close behind. Now, the big question is, are these guys going to play the strategy? Are they just going to sit behind, save some fuel, save some tires, let Hawko do the work currently up in front there? Or are they just all going to wait for each other to make a mistake and try and take advantage and be close enough to able to walk through the door if the door opens? Derek Miller coming in the house. How you doing? OJR Toolshed coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love over there on Facebook. Lucas here in 4th place, and you can see driver's got a lot to contend with. And oh, Twitch Hawko getting it a little bit wrong there. So that's going to allow Lucas to gain some more time on Hawko coming into the corner here. Doesn't make a move. Hawko does a very good job there, just protecting that inside line, not allowing Lucas to even have a look. But that allows Apex Paymay to start closing up on those drivers in front. Soon to be a 3-way battle for 3rd place here. Kevin now chasing as well. He's kind of in no man's land. He doesn't have a buddy to slipstream with, but he's not too far off that front pack. Smiley now up into 7th place. So Smiley's starting to make some moves here on the racetrack. And Agent Arunge right in behind. You can see those two nose to tail. And ooh, Smiley picking up a half-second track limit penalty. That is going to hurt next time around the racetrack here. The Twice M now into 9th place with MSP very close behind here in P10. And boy, oh boy. Whew, I thought the AM guys were swapping positions a lot. These guys are just on each other. I mean, when these guys know what slipstream is, they know what overspeed is, they know when to make that slingshot move, they know when to sit back, and we're seeing it here as these guys are swapping positions around like dominoes currently on the racetrack. Pigham's now up into P11. We got Jakey all the way down here into P12, so a little bit of a mistake there by Jakey at some point in the race. That's all right. 13th is Sir Lead. K-Bonic in 14th, and again, Pop's starting to put some pressure on here, just half a tenth a second behind K-Bonic, so even battling going on right in our final two drivers here in the field. Fantastic stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! These boys are making me sweat already. All right, C. Roach here in first place. Of course, Callan, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may know him as Callan. Here on the track, absolutely flying. 6.2 seconds up the road now from Rob Heck, who is chasing. And what's his times comparison there? 43s, and of course, Roach sitting in the 42. So about a second difference in the pace between these two drivers here currently on the racetrack. Hawko here in third place and just a little bit off the pace of those two drivers up ahead, 4.9 seconds back. But again, he has a little more of a problem on his hands than just trying to catch those two quick guys up front. He has got 3 cars bearing down on him, just a little bit apart. Ooh, and Rob getting it a little bit wrong there. You see him just getting a little bit sideways coming out of the corner there, so going to lose a little bit of time. Good for Hawko. Lucas here in fourth place, and Payme just sitting in behind. Payme getting in a little bit wide, does a great job recovering. They're almost losing that car, but he gets it back on track and in a straight line. Going to lose a little bit of time to the fourth place driver here, as we see that fourth place driver get really, really wide. Might pick up a penalty there. That'll be good for Apex's Payme if that is the case. It'll give him a chance to catch up here, but Kevin is starting to bear down on this pack. He is only 1 second behind Apex's Payme currently here on the racetrack. So Agent Arunj now a little bit of gap between the front pack and the back pack here, 4.2 seconds. Agent Arunj leading that pack. He is defending from Smiley, so we're seeing these two swapping positions here as they're coming around the racetrack. MSP now up into 9th place. The Twice M into 10th. Pigham's here in 11th. We have Apex Jakey in 12th. And he's starting to catch back up to Pigham. Sir Lead here is in no man's land. He's in 13th there, but he has K-Bonic and Pop starting to come down. If those two decide to link up and work together a little bit here, that's going to help them start to catch up to the drivers up in front. So it'll be interesting to see if those two back drivers are absolutely going to do exactly that. So, where are we at in the race here? We're only 10 minutes. Oh my goodness, we're only 10 minutes into this race, ladies and gentlemen. We're only on lap 6 here as Callan's coming around these final couple corners here before we hit that start-finish line again. So let's get through the field, make sure we're not missing any of the actions. We have Mr. Rob Heck coming through here as well. We've got a battle here for 4th place between Lucas and Apex's Payme. So Payme going to take the inside line here, coming around the right-hander, and going to get a job done on Lucas. But Lucas sitting there with the half-limit, track limit penalty. So not really, I guess, not the best time to maybe battle for a position when you know you're just carrying that penalty anyways. But now he really does need to try and get caught back up to that 4th place driver, Payme, before he serves that penalty so he doesn't lose any more time on those two drivers in front. Kevin in 6th, still trying to catch up. This is good for Kevin here, seeing that half-second penalty above that driver in front of him. He knows that he just needs to get a little bit closer, and he's all of a sudden in a fight for 5th place with Lucas. Agent Aruj here in 7th, and he's starting to catch up to Kevin here as well, so he is starting to put the pedal down to the metal a little bit. MSP now moved up into 8th place. We can't even leave a driver, and we're missing moves on this race here tonight. Geesh, we just can't catch him. MSP now up into 8th place as he comes uphill into the S's here. Smiley chasing in 9th. Behind Smiley here, we have the Twice M chasing, and he is starting to close in on Smiley here, just half a second behind coming through the S's. Pigham's here in 11th, and Apex Jakey in tow. Sir Lead with a half-second track limit penalty in 13th, 8.7 back to Jakey. And then we have this battle here for 14th to 15th place between K-Bonic and Pop here as well. So, all right, let's get through our field here. Nothing really happening up in 1st and 2nd here currently at the moment. Payme has now made his way up into P3. So what has happened to Hawko as Lucas is now up into P4, and we see Hawko in behind Lucas here in P5. Maybe a penalty for Hawko. Maybe he just made a small mistake and lost a couple positions there, but he should be able to get a run on Lucas here. Lucas defending coming into this right-hander. Let's see which two of these drivers come out in front. Hawko does have the gain on into the corner. He was already out in front, so great pass by Hawko. Lucas now tucks in behind, starts chasing him back down. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin. hoping, just going, come on, guys, keep battling, keep battling. I need you guys to keep battling. I'm catching, I'm coming, I want to play. And then we got Agent Arunj here as well, thinking the same thing, but now he has the pack starting to bear down on him. That charge being led here by MSP. MSP in 8th with Smiley in 9th. The twice M in 10th with Pigums in 11th and Jakey in tow now. So Apex Jakey and Apex Pigums here, one behind another. Let's see what these guys do here to try and work their way through the field. Are we going to see some teamwork happening here from these two drivers to help work their way back up into the fight? Have to wait and find out. Sir lead in 13th. Pop in 14th now, so K-Bonic has lost that position after having to serve that half-limit track penalty. So Pop now moving up into 14th. K-Bonic down to 15th. Roach in the lead, 8.2 seconds up the road, ladies and gentlemen, currently here on the racetrack. Looking very, very racy today is Callan. Rob Heck chasing, 9-second gap on the rest of the field, of course, up in front of him here as well. So a little bit of distance between first and second and third place. But then we get to this absolutely gorgeous battle here all the way rest of the field. P3 here, Apex Payme. Apex Payme now starting to try and lose these guys. 2 seconds up the road. He's got the slipstream broken from these drivers. Now he just needs to get it right tight all the way around the racetrack the rest of this race and start to lose these drivers. Hawko back up into 4th. You can see Hawko a little bit squirrely coming through the corner there, but managing to keep the car underneath of him again here. That's going to allow Lucas to slowly start to catch back up to Hawko here and battle back on between those two drivers for 4th and 5th place. Kevin in 6th place. Again, he's kind of all on his own here. He's just a couple seconds off that group in front and just a couple seconds ahead of the group behind. So he's doing everything he can to try and catch up to those guys, but still not really letting him get away at the same time. Agent Arunj in 7th doing much of the same thing here, just trying to maintain that pace right now. MSP in 8th behind and Smiley chasing. And our top 10 round out here currently by the Twice M. So we did see the Twice M was starting to gain on Smiley a little bit. Smiley's now pulled a little bit away from him. But then we have Pigums and Jakey in behind here at 11th and 12th. Lots of racing left, ladies and gentlemen. We're only on lap 8. We're only a third of the way through this race. So there is a lot that will happen here yet tonight. I'm sure we're going to see some bunch of moves. We're going to see guys swapping positions here all throughout this race today. But Roach is the man everybody is chasing here on the racetrack tonight at Watkins Glen for our Elite Division drivers. So, what can we say? This guy is moving. His pace has been very consistent. You look at his lap times on the right-hand side, we're sitting solid 42s. Last lap being his slowest and the only one so far in the 43s. We look at his competition behind him here with Rob Heck. Rob Heck is just slightly off the pace from him, about a second slower. So that's about where that 9-second gap is coming from. Roach is about a second faster lap than Rob Heck. And of course, he is about a second lap faster than Apex Payme coming in behind here in 3rd place. Get it done, Apex Payme, says that dude. Twitches Hawko here in 4th. And trying to catch Payme, but Payme slowly but surely just adding a little bit of time here and there. Half a tenth here, half a tenth there. Just slowly trying to pull away from Twitch Hawko. And of course, Lucas, 36 here, in behind in 5th place. Kevin in 6th, still working real hard to try and catch up to these drivers up in front of him here. Agent Arunj as well. He is in 7th. He was starting to close in on Kevin. It looks like he's just kind of pacing Kevin here at this point right now. MSP much of the same here in 8th place. But these 3 drivers are starting to pull a little bit of a gap on the 3 or 4 drivers here chasing in behind. So, Smiley in 9th place, chasing MSP. The Twice M still sitting in 10th here, chasing Smiley. We've got Jakey, who's now maneuvered his way around Apex Pigums here. Jakey up into 11th. Pigums right in behind, following in 12th. So we are starting to see some pit stops here. All right, so pit strategies. We talked about a 1 and a 2 stop. Looking like we're seeing a 2-stop strategy out of Kevin and a 2-stop strategy out of Agent Arunj. Very interesting. Didn't actually think we would see some 2 stops here. Madness. Madness is correct. It's a good word for it, but it's a good kind of madness. It's a fun kind of madness. Mr. Rob Heck here in 2nd place here as well. He's not able to gain any time on Roach up ahead, but he is definitely starting to open up that gap on the rest of the field here a little bit. As you can see, he's about another second up on this lap around. Apex's Payme was 2.1 seconds up on Hawko and Lucas in behind. Now only 1.8, so those guys are starting to close the gap a little bit. Hawko is also starting to lose Lucas just slightly here. as potentially penalty trouble. Is hard to say. These guys are pushing so hard. Penalties are definitely going to factor into the race here today. We've seen several penalties handed out already by race officials on the track here today as the race has been progressing. So drivers do need to keep it right and tight, keep it within the limits here. Watkins Glen officials are no joke. They have no remorse, man. They make you pay the price, and that's just right. That's the way it should be. So we see Roach now coming into pit lane here as well. We also have Mr. Heck coming into pit lane. You can see him getting those tires on. So Apex Paymate coming around now in third, should retain that race lead. Should give Hawko second place. Let's wait to see until they get around the pit exit though here, which is at the end of turn 1, of course. So the 90-degree corner comes. See these guys get around the corner, and then pit exit is right about this point here. So Apex Paymate does take the race lead here now in first. Twitch Hawko moving up into second. We got Lucas in third. We got MSP now up into fourth. Smiley in fifth. The Twice M up into sixth place. And we got a battle starting to brew there between the Twice M and Apex Jakey in seventh. Pigham's just falling off these guys just slightly here in eighth place as well, just behind these two. Let's stick with these two. It looks like we have a little battle about to start brewing here. And there we go. We got Jakey going on the outside as we coming into the bus stop here. And, oh, he clips that wall a little bit there. And does he manage to keep it together? He does. So Pigham's not able to get around there. That was a really great job by the Twice M. He did get a little bit of contact there with that pit wall on the very first entry of the bus stop there. You got very fortunate not to get spun out there. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from driver Pigham's in behind, as he was just a little bit on the brakes later than the driver in front. So Pigham's in 8th place here, chasing the Twice M still, and these guys are having a nice little battle between these three all of a sudden. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Jakey going wide, Twice M getting the job done, now up into 6th place. Pigham's going to move around here into P7 as well. Jakey now going to have to tuck in behind. So Pigham's now in the middle of this Nissan GTR sandwich here in 6th, 7th, and 8th place battle. Great battle being had by these three drivers here. Currently a little bit wide as Twice M, but he takes a nice good exit there, and he's going to get a good run. So Pigham's just going to lose a little bit on him there, and you see Jakey in behind in 8th place. So Jakey was the big loser there, dropping down to P8. Roach comes out of pit lane in 9th place here, about 9 seconds behind those drivers. Pop in 10th place with Rob Heck just chasing here. So let's see how quickly anything happens here from Mr. Heck. And it seems like Pop is doing a pretty good job at just staying ahead of him there. So Kevin in 12th place. So Kevin making a pit stop. Agent Arunja also making a pit stop there in 13th. Sir Lead in 14th with K Bonic in 15th, still chasing. K Bonic not having the best race here tonight, but that's all right. We all have our good and our bad days on the racetrack. Any race car driver will tell you that one. Hey, good luck, Romer. Appreciate that. Look at that. Look at all the fans coming in the chat. We love to see it. Apex Paymate leading the race currently here, 2.4 seconds up the road from second place driver Hawko, who is just been kind of making sure that Paymate doesn't get any further away. He's been just kind of maintaining about that 2-second gap on Paymate here. Lucas doing much of the same as well behind Hawko. He's kind of just been maintaining a 2-second gap behind Hawko there. Hawko picking up a track limit penalty, so that'll be a nice little game for Lucas there. So if he can close up a little bit, that's going to be a potential battle for second place there between Hawko and Lucas. MSP here in 4th place as well, so he's starting to try and make a chargeable 4 seconds up, almost 5 seconds up the road from these guys up ahead. Smiley starting to try and close in on MSP here in 5th place, 2.9 seconds behind MSP. The Twice M chasing in 6th place here, 6 seconds behind Smiley, and he has Apex Jake all over him here again. So we get this battle is kind of being rejuvenated, but Jake made a mistake there, so Pigham's now on the back end of Jake a little bit there. And chase on. These guys are absolutely just flying out here. And the big issue in a division, in a lobby like this, where the drivers are so fast and are so equally paced, it is very hard to make up time on each other on the racetrack. So we're starting to see pit strategies come into play here. It's going to be interesting to see how the strategies play out compared to the driver's pace. So Roach again here in 9th place with Rob in 10th. And these guys just kind of chilling. They're just driving, doing what they do, man. They're very fast, patient drivers, and showing it here so far early on tonight. Pop in 11th place there, losing that spot to Rob Heck. Kevin here in 12th. He's starting to close in on Pop here as well. If he can close it on Pop by the time we get to that penalty serving zone, he should be able to get us a free pass due to him serving that half-second penalty there. Agent Arouge here in 13th. We got Sir Lead in 14th and Cape Bonic 86 in 15th. So, our race leader holding a track limit penalty, but the chaser, Twitch Hawko, in second place, also holding a track limit penalty. So, no gain, no loss there between those two drivers. But the big winner out of all that is going to be Lucas in third place, who you can see has closed right up on the back end of Hawko here. And it's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen here. So we're about halfway through the race, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, we'll get some juicy out for you. And, yeah. Let's go check out what's going on through our field here. We got Apex's Payme in first place there. And probably going to be seeing a pit stop very soon here as we see him coming into pit lane right now. Ooh, just infringing on that line. It's going to be very close there. We've got Hawko coming in and Lucas also coming into pit lane here. MSP coming into pit lane as well. And you can see these drivers don't have a choice here. They're all very equally on the same amount of fuel here. The Twice M going around again. So he should take race lead here, followed by Apex Jakey. Ooh, it's going to be a battle coming out of pit lane. We hear one driver coming out. The Twice M is going to just fall in behind. Oh, it is Sir Lead. All right, it's a backmarker driver. My apologies. So they are catching up to the 15th place driver here. So the Twice M and Jakey just catching up to that driver here. But these guys are going to have to soon make a pit stop here as well. They can't continue to go on forever. Again, they do have to reuse the medium and the soft compounded tires. So Roach here as well. And again, he has made a pit stop already in the race. Rob Heck now in 4th place after that round of pit stops. He's also made a pit stop here in the race. Kevin in 5th also has made a pit stop in the race. Pop here in 6th. Ooh, getting the bus stop a little bit wrong there. Going to go a little bit wide. Agent Orouge is going to be in 6th now after that mistake by Pop. So unfortunate there for Pop. He just blew that bus stop a little bit there and, of course, went out wide with dirty tires on the next corner into the outer loop. So Apex Payme here coming back out of pit lane in 8th place. 9th place is Twitch, Hawko, and Lucas all over him still coming out of pit lane. These guys are nose to tail. This has been a great battle between these two drivers all day long. MSP coming out just behind them guys in 11th. Smiley now coming out in 12th after his pit stop. Pigham's here after his pit stop in 13th. K-Bonic here in 14th. He's made a stop earlier on in the race. And Sir Lead after his pit stop as well, carrying a pit lane penalty here. So you can see Roach just going around here right now. And Roach is going to take that race lead here. So Jakey and the Twice M now in pit lane. So, race lead after the sequence of pit stops does indeed go back to Callan to see Roach, ladies and gentlemen. So, a 5.5 second lead on our second place driver, Rob Heck, who is chasing here as he's just coming through the S's here right now, leading into that inner loop, or the bus stop as we call it. Kevin in 3rd place, so Kevin has been making some moves in this race, starting in the mid-pack, now up into P3 here in this race. 4th place, Agent Arouge, looking very solid here. We're going to have to ask this gentleman how to properly say that name, so we quit butchering it. I do apologize. Apex's Payme in 5th. So, pretty good series of pit stops here, and he is still right there. So, if those drivers up front are going to make a second stop, he is going to be the first driver at the shot at potentially getting that race lead back when they stop. Hawko in 6th. And again, Lucas just all over the back bumper of Twitch Hawko here. These two have been pretty much nose to tail all race long. And maybe it's a strategy here. Maybe Lucas is just chilling in behind Hawko here. And he's like, you know, this guy's got some good pace. I'm just going to chill behind this guy and save my race car and pass him at the end of the race. We could see something like that happen. But he does need to be concerned about this man in behind here. About 2.3 seconds down the road. Rockefeller Racing's MSP. I've seen this guy race in other leagues, and you can never discount MSP out of any race. He's very strategic, so could be interesting to see how he fares out in the final half of this race here. I mean, at the end of the day, none of these drivers can really count out any of the any other driver that's on the racetrack with them here today in this division. Again, the divisions are so tight, and these guys are so fast. It is one mistake costs a driver. We've seen it already in this race: 2, 3, 4, 5 positions sometimes. So we've seen it a few times today. You can still see it yet tonight. The Twice M making a move on Piggums there. You see the Twice M getting around Piggums there for 11th. So Piggums here in 12th place. We got Pop in 13th. We got K Bonick in 14th, and Sir Lead here rounding out our field today in 15th. Still have all our cars on track. We love to see it. But C. Roach is the man. Everybody now, again, is chasing around the racetrack for that race win here for the top of the podium today. So C. Roach looking very solid here in round 1 at Watkins Glen. Rob Heck here doing a fantastic job. He is starting to catch up to Sir Lead here as well, so he's going to have to navigate himself around that driver safely and try not to lose too much time to the driver in front in Roach. Kevin, 3.3 seconds behind Rob Heck here in 3rd place, and he has some company in behind him in Agent Arunj. So these two drivers haven't really left each other's nose to tail, so to speak, either this race. These two have been quite close to each other most of the race here. So Apex's Paymay here in 5th place, and he's kind of all on his own here, about 15 seconds off that front group, anticipating a second pit stop though. And 8 seconds up the road from Twitch Hawko, so he does have a good sizable lead over the next driver, which is Hawko in 6th place. And again, Lucas just right there. These guys not battling. They're playing very smart here, these two drivers, opting just to continue running this pace. They're both clearly happy with the pace that's being driven by each other here. They're very comfortable clearly driving with each other here. As you can see, they're not defending. They're not really battling here. Again, Hawko not defending, just taking the racing line here. So these drivers starting to feel comfortable at what's going on here. Is it enough to help them catch up to Paymay is the bigger question. MSP here, about 4.3 seconds behind that group now. So those two guys working together is helping them lose the drivers behind slightly. Can MSP catch up to those guys as he just runs his personal best with a 143.570 here as well. But Roach still holding fastest lap with a 142.264. Smiley here in 9th place, about 2.3 seconds behind MSP. And Smiley's been chasing MSP for a large part of the race here now. So Apex Jakey rounding out our top 10 here and trying to chase Smiley down, 5.7 seconds down the road here. The Twice M in 11th place, trying to chase Jakey down in that slipstream, just a second behind Jakey here, so starting to catch up. We're going to be kind of keeping our eyes on that. Piggums here in 12th place as well, not too far off these guys. Pop in 13th with K Bonick in 14th and Sir Lead here in 15th. So back to the race leader here, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to jump on board with Roach here for a lap around Watkins Glen via cockpit view. So please enjoy the sights and sound of the Nissan GTR 2018 GT3 race car. All right, we're going to remember to turn the audio back on this time and not have no audio for the final of the race. So here we go. 6 laps remaining, ladies and gentlemen. We're on lap 19. C. Roach in the lead. 5.2 seconds up the road from our second place driver, Rob Heck. So Robbie Heck trying to chase Roach down here. Looking like it's kind of a bit of a tall order. He is dripping that time down little bits by little bits, but is it going to be enough? 6 laps is asking a lot. Apex's Paymay still holding strong here in third place, trying to hold down that final podium position. 20 seconds down the road from Rob Heck and C. Roach. Lucas now in fourth place, so Lucas has found his way around Hawko here and trying again to start to open up that gap in fourth place here. Trying to chase down Paymay up ahead. Hawko in fifth place here now, so a little bit of position changing while we're on that onboard with Roach there, as Hawko dropping a position to Lucas, now in fifth place. 4.5 second gap on the driver here in sixth place in MSP, in behind chasing. Smiley in seventh place, 3.5 seconds behind MSP here. And not really losing MSP, but not gaining on them either. Again, when you have drivers that are so closely paced and that are this fast, it is very hard to make time up on each other on the racetrack. The Twice M in 8th place here, and Jakey chasing in 9th. So Jakey is in slipstream here, about 6.5 tenths behind the Twice M. So we're just going to sit on this driver here for a brief moment. We're keeping our eye on that, obviously the radar, the map radar, to see where our battles are here on the racetrack. But the drivers here have been making very calculated, quick moves on the racetrack here tonight. And that's the way you need to do it as a race car driver. If you're going to catch a driver, you need to try and find your way around that driver as soon as possible and then lose that driver. That's the idea of racing. So that's what we see when we see these guys start to catch up. We're going to see Jakey start to put the issue on Twice M now. He's almost caught up to the bumper of the Twice M here. So Jakey's going to start applying some pressure here now. So now Jake's job is to get caught up to the Twice M, find a way around the Twice M, and continue on down the racetrack and let Kevin deal with the Twice M. And hopefully Kevin catches up to Twice M. They start battling, and that gives Jake the opportunity to get a little bit of distance from these drivers. But you can see the Twice M clearly on pace with Jake. He's just not letting Jake get close enough to make a strike. So the Twice M doing a really great job here at holding back Apex Racing's Jakey. Kevin in 10th place. He's been having a really good race here too today, so it's going to be interesting to see where he finishes up here tonight. Pagum's now moved up into 11th place. We have Agent Arunj in 12th, trying to catch Pagum's just a second behind. And then we've got Pop here in 13th. K-Bonic is now back up into 14th, so Sir Lead in 15th here and starting to catch up to K-Bonic. So again, maybe a potential battle happening at the end of the pack here. This guy Roach has some sick pace. Absolutely. So Roach, you can see Rob is just coming into the picture as he's coming around this corner here, coming into the final corner now here. So we're going to be heading to lap 21 here, ladies and gentlemen, by C. Roach. And C. Roach is looking like he is definitely in command of this race here. 5.5 seconds up the road. Rob Heck here in second place, 18 seconds up on the third place driver, Apex's Paymay. Can he close that gap? He has been battling that 5-second gap with Roach all race long. He just can't seem to bleed that time down. We got Paymay here in third place, 4.5 second gap on the fourth place driver, Lucas, who is looking for that final podium position here in round 1. What we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I need to get a point sheet made up for you guys so we can show you how the points are breaking down this season. We'll try to get that for you guys for next week's broadcasts. Hawko here in 5th place, and of course we'll have updated standings throughout the broadcast moving forward as well. Obviously it's the first race of the season. We don't have any standings to put up for you guys yet, but we will have updated standings, of course, moving forward in the broadcast, moving into future rounds here at Flat Out Racing North America as well. MSP here in 6th place, and Smiley starting to close up a little bit. So Smiley's like, okay, you know what? I'm running out of time here. I got to catch this guy. So 1.8 seconds. That was 3.5 seconds. So Smiley is gaining on MSP here. The Twice M still holding back Jakey. So he's got about an 0.8 of a second gap on Apex Jakey here in 9th place. Moving through our field here, we do have Kevin in 10th. Nothing really brewing right at the moment here, but I think we're going to see some fireworks before this race is over. Agent Arunj here in 11 with Apex Pagums just behind here. So Interesting to see what's going to happen there. We got Pop in 13th. Pop is in a good spot here. He's just chilling, man. He's got nobody real too close in front. He's got nobody to worry about in behind him right now. He just gets to race. Sir Lead now up into 14th, so he has gotten around K Bonic 86. Okay, Bonic dropping back down to the 15th position here today. And you can see here, third place driver Paymay now just crabbing up to the back end of him here. So blue flag situations here for our elite drivers as well here in round one. But again, it's tough when the blue flag car has pace. So it could take a lap or two for Paymay to finally get close enough to get around our 15th place driver K Bonic here as well. But with that being said, I mean, Apex Paymay has to worry about this gap from Lucas in behind. He had a nice comfy little 4.5 second gap, and now he's caught up in some traffic here. And that's going to allow Lucas to start to close in a little bit because he doesn't need to slow down for anybody here at the moment. Twitch Hawko chasing in 5th place with MSP trying to close in 4.6 seconds. You can see Smiley losing a little bit of time here, dropping about a half a second on MSP here through that last sector. So Smiley doing everything he can here to try and get into the fight here with MSP for that 6th place position. The Twice M here in 8th place. Apex Jakey still chasing and still just nipping on the edge of that slipstream. Is it going to be enough to get him around the Twice M before the end of this race? Kevin here in 10th place, only 2.5 seconds behind these drivers. If these guys start battling and somebody makes a mistake, he could benefit and grab a couple of positions from the two drivers in front. Agent Arunj in 11th, 2.8 seconds behind, 2.8 seconds ahead. Pretty comfy spot here this late in the race for him. Pigham's in 12th place, doing everything he can here to try and close up on that 11th place driver, grab another position for points. Pop in 13th, K Bonic's now back up into 14th, and Sir Lead down into 15th. So these guys are battling a little bit back here as well, but Roach 7.8 seconds up the road, the fastest man on the racetrack here today. And valuable points there for fastest lap. Bonus point for fastest lap. But Rob Heck will hold bonus point for pole position here today. So and speaking of Robbie Heck here in 2nd place, chasing C Roach here, 7.6 seconds behind. 2.5 laps remaining. Unless something drastic happens there up in front of Robbie Heck here, it could be settling for a 2nd place finish here in round one. Apex's Paymay here in 3rd place. He is working. 2.2 seconds from Lucas behind. Lucas starting to put the pedal to the metal here. Hawko in behind Lucas, 6 seconds. You can see Lucas just navigating K Bonic there. K Bonic doing a great job letting him get around before the bus stop there. Great racing awareness there by all our drivers on the track here in this division. And of course, we expect nothing less out of our elite drivers, but they're showing it here tonight. They're showing why they are the elite drivers in the series. Hawko here in 5th place. He is giving it everything he's got here. See if he can catch up to Lucas and Paymay up in front before races end. MSP starting to catch up. 2.4 seconds behind Hawko. Are we going to see a battle for 5th place before the end of the race here? Smiley trying to close in on MSP, but MSP has found another level of pace here suddenly. Smiley falling off that pace just slightly. Twice M here and Jakey, and it is kicking off back here for 8th, 9th, and 10th place. Here we go. Jakey looking to defend here. Kevin going up the inside. He is going to get the job done on Jakey here. Kevin moving up into 9th place. So here we go. We knew something was going to kick off. Jakey fighting back, drag racing into the next corner. Kevin is got the inside line here. Jakey's in the outside line. Can he hold it? Ooh, the Twice M2. He has to worry about this as these guys are coming in hot to trot. Jakey holding that inside line, defending the inside of this corner. Can he get the job done? Yes, he just manages to stay ahead of Kevin there, but Twice M defending for his life while these two are battling for their positions. Here we go around the final couple corners here. Jakey and Kevin coming in now. Pigham's in behind as well. Agent Arunj as well starting to close in on this battle. Very quickly, we're developing a 4-way battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th position here. Kevin going on the defense. Jake taking a look, doesn't have the room, has to back out, tucks back in behind. Great job by Jakey there, great job by Twice M to defend that corner. These two guys battling hard, side by side as we come up through the S's. Half-second track limit penalty for Jake. Devastating for this battle here for Jakey. 2 by 2, too deep. Coming up the S's, coming into the best stop. Oh boy. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is about to get interesting. We're going to go 3 wide here, folks. Here we go. No, these guys are going to settle back in. Now we're just going to do this 2 wide, guys. Let's take this easy. No, they all settled back into line. That is how good these guys are. Side by side, 3 wide, side by side. No, single file through the bus stop. Okay, let's go. Battle on. Let's keep going. But Jakey is going to be the big loser here. He could lose both these positions coming up into this penalty zone to Kevin and the Twice M in behind here. So the Twice M in 11th place. He's the big loser so far out of this group, dropping back all these positions. Whew. These guys have got me busy. Piggins isn't too far off here, but let's see what happens here as Jakey has to now serve this penalty. So we're going to jump on with Kevin. Jakey serving that track limit penalty. Immediately going to stay in the defensive line here as Kevin is going to be forced to go inside. No, Kevin's going to follow Jake on the inside here. He's going to see if Jake's going to give the room. No, defending from the Twice M, trying to get him on the outside. Can't get it done. Kevin's still in 10th. Jake's still in 9th. And Twice M still in 11th place. Whoo! Oh boy, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We do need to get to our race leaders here pretty soon before they finish their laps here. So we are going to quickly get up to the leaders, see where we're at here. We are on the final lap here for C. Roach and Rob Heck. They are just coming around here. So we'll get back to that battle very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, as we do need to give credit to, of course, our podium finishers here today at the race. So we are going to have C. Roach coming around the start-finish line here in about 20 seconds time. He's got a 10-second gap on second-place driver Rob Heck, and looking like he's going to be the champion here for round 1 at Watkins Glen. But we still got a few corners to go yet, so let's not count those chickens quite before they're hatched yet, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen. It's racing. Hey, yeah, you got this. Good vibes. Hey, love it. Absolutely love it. So, Roach coming around last 2 corners here in round 1, ladies and gentlemen. We still are in the dark here at Watkins Glen. 1 corner to go here for C. Roach. And Roach is going to come around here today in round 1 in the Elite Division as the winner. Congratulations to C. Roach. Absolutely phenomenal race from him here today. Clearly showing he's the guy to beat this season. Rob Heck coming around right now in 2nd place. He's going to take a very strong 2nd place finish here for himself as well in the race. Congratulations to Rob Heck. And Apex Paymay, you can see those headlights from Lucas. Lucas is pushing. Can Lucas get it done? No, 1 corner left. And Apex Racing's Apex sponsors as well, drivers. Paymay is going to come in with a final podium position here for 3rd place. Congratulations to Paymay. Lucas coming across in 4th. Great job to Lucas. MSP gets around Hawko. MSP 5th place. Hawko finishing in 6th. Smiley coming around in 7th. MSP making a last-ditch move, grabbing a final position there. Sir Lead coming around in 15th. Agent Arunj coming around in 8th. Jakey in 9th. Kevin close behind in 10th. The Twice M in 11th. Pigham's very close behind here in 12th place. And Pops just coming around the final couple corners here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Fastest lap belonging to C. Roach. 142.264 here tonight. Absolutely blazing fast laps here at Watkins Glen. And Pop coming around 13th. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, our final finisher here tonight across that finish line. Congratulations to every single driver on the racetrack tonight. What a race. What an absolute show of racing skill on the racetrack and etiquette by all of our drivers here today. Absolutely fantastic stuff by these elite guys. So now we get to go talk to them. This is the fun part. This is the fun part. We get to go talk to these guys. So we are just going to bring up a fun little screen here for you guys. Wrong one. That's the right one. Haha, wrong one, guys. Wrong one. This screen. This is the screen we want. All right. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to put in some names here, and then we're going to jump into the chat and go talk with our drivers. So our unofficial finishing order, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Now what's going to happen here is our drivers will have 24 hours to submit any incident reports, and then at that time they will be looked at and assessed by, of course, the amazing official staff here at Flat Out Racing North America. So, you know, these guys are ready. They are going to be very, very busy here after 5 sets of races have gone over this weekend, but they are up to the challenge, and what a great race. I didn't see anything really happening on the racetrack here tonight. I don't suspect we're going to see a whole lot of any form of reporting going on here from our drivers today. So just bear with me here, guys. We're just going to go jump in the chat in 1 second. We're just making an adjustment here. And then we will go and talk to these elite guys and see what they have to say about round 1 here at Watkins Glen. All right, so let's save some replays. Gentlemen, save your replays, please. And let's go get us into a driver's chat. So, I gotta find the right one. There it is. All right. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are. We are in the chat with our drivers. And what can we say, ladies and gentlemen? You know, the AM division last night put on a really great race for everybody to watch. These elite guys put on a fantastic race for us here to watch tonight. These guys exemplified what it takes to race at these speeds around these racetracks. And when they make those little mistakes, they just, it doesn't even look like they make a mistake. They just gather that car right back up and they get right back on the road and they just keep on going. It was an absolute fantastic race to watch from all these guys, and that mid-pack battle in here tonight in this division was just absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna start with our third place driver, Apex Racing's Payme, ladies and gentlemen, on screen there as you can see. So I mean, how do you feel coming into a race with a stacked lobby like this to start with, Payme?
Man, I've been hyped up about it all week, really. But just waking up this morning, 4 o'clock, I've been nervous as hell. Not gonna lie. It's been a real. That's all I could think about all day at work, and we had a long day at work, and I only had about 20 minutes or maybe even 10 minutes to warm up before this. So I'm just blessed that I was able to compete and keep it together.
It was a tough night out there, not only for yourself as far as penalties goes. I mean, the stewards were being absolutely ruthless out there on the racetrack tonight, but you were also battling really, really hard there with Lucas and Hawko for a large part of that race. So when you finally broke free of Hawko in near the latter part of the race there at about lap 19-20, what was on your mind at that point? Is it just let's get out of here and try and get a gap and see if we can catch the guys up front, or is it like let's just get ahead of Hawko and get a nice space here and just try to hold down this final podium?
Yeah, coming out of the pits, I mean, I went in first, but I noticed that I'd saved, 2% more than everybody else. Not much, but a little bit. So I tried to compensate even more and take a little bit less fuel out. Um, it wasn't going to work. After about 2 or 3 laps, I noticed I was about 1 or 2 laps short, and I really had to cut my pace down, and I was about 8 seconds, and he came all the way back, which I did have a penalty once as well, and dealt with a little bit of traffic. Didn't slow me up too bad, but yeah, mostly just really trying to conserve fuel and stay ahead. That way, I had enough to defend in the end if I had to.
And absolutely, I mean, great drive for you. I know all throughout the week you were working really hard to try and get your times to the point to where some of these guys were getting their times down around the racetrack and settings. And I mean, all in all, huge success here, Paymay.
Absolutely. I feel great about it. Feel great for the team. Um, Big shout out to the team, my family, everybody that showed up to support, um, everybody that showed up to race, and you as well, GT, for putting on some tremendous commentary for us.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and great racing out there, man. Way to represent for one of the sponsors, of course. Apex Racing is one of the sponsors of the series here. Also, GTR Simulators, ladies and gentlemen, the other main sponsor here. So, the Apex Racing sponsor, looking pretty solid here so far this week, with two drivers hitting podium in two different divisions so far. Third place for Elite and a first place finish for AM so far this season for one of our sponsors here. So, good job representing the team and the sponsors. And what do you think of coming into Alsace Village? Could it be much of a different type of race next week?
Um, Very open-minded. Haven't ran any laps yet. I'm sure I'll get to that probably. Run a few tonight, and I'll be on it this week for sure. But I've always liked Alsace, even in sport, and most people hate the track, and I actually take that into consideration, and it just makes me like it just a little bit more. So I'm looking to better myself, actually learn the track a little more detailed, and get faster.
Oh, absolutely, and well said. Great showmanship, great show out there for you today, and congratulations on that P3 finish to start off round one here this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting. I've been waiting to interview this guy. This is like getting tingly here, so this is pretty fantastic. We're going to move to our second place driver, and it was a very fast race for you here today, Mr. Rob Heck. But that gentleman up front in Callan had your number here today. So what was the plan coming into the race today? I mean, obviously you knew what you were up against coming into the race today with some of the guys in the field here. So what was your strategy here today besides just trying to intimidate everybody in practice?
Well, to be honest, I know this is one of Callan's strongest tracks. So coming into this, I was feeling a little bit optimistic. I've gotten a little bit better at this track over time. I don't know. Just the strategy just wasn't right. Callan pushed real hard on the first stint, and I opted to save a lot of fuel on the first stint. And I mean, I closed up a reasonable gap on the pit. It just wasn't enough. I mean, I came out of the pit around like 6.5 behind him. I narrowed it down to around 5 seconds at one point, but I knew it was going to take a massive mistake on his part for that gap to ever close, and then I ended up actually picking up a couple penalties for going wide and gave me some dirty tires too. Not sure why the game gave me a penalty, but I mean, Callan was really fast this whole. I mean, this is like one of his best tracks in my opinion. I mean, he's quick around here. Like he's the man to beat in NA, I think, around this track.
Well, I mean, well said, and obviously a huge respect between the two competitors here, finishing first and second place. But I mean, I guess it was kind of a quiet race for you, really. Again, like you said, you were just trying to close that gap up to Callan, but then you were opening up that gap a little bit on the rest of the field. But that mid pack was battling so hard. It, of course, makes your job quite easy when you're up front there looking to get a gap when you see all those guys battling in behind you. So, I mean, nothing too exciting here for you today, but you felt good about how the race went for you here today?
Could have gone better, could have gone worse. But I mean, pole position, picked up an extra point with pole and quali, so I think I'll probably need that throughout the rest of the season. I imagine it's probably going to be pretty close between me and Callan throughout the season on points, so looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun racing.
Well, if it was anything like this week, the fans are definitely in for a treat with you guys on the racetrack, absolutely just pushing the limits of every single driver on the racetrack, and including yourselves as well. So it's always good to put yourself up against good competition, because, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we all get faster as sim racers, is to race guys that are faster than us. So we're going to see this elite division really get fast by the end of the season, and that I can promise. So I mean, great race. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate the interview, of course, as well. How does this this compare, I guess, to driving, say, in the big leagues? You know what I mean? You're over there competing from time to time over in the World Series. How does this feel compared to that?
Well, I do actually really like the whole vibe of the league. Everyone and the organizers really seem to have their heart in the right place, and I really enjoy racing and talking to everyone in the league, and it's yeah, no, I really enjoy being here. As far as the level of practice that we got to put in, week in to week out for the World Series, when when that when we finally figure out what we're racing, is it's a completely different level. I mean, it's this is if anyone's looking for a fun league to run, I definitely recommend this league.
Absolutely, and I mean, appreciate the kind words. Of course, the guys definitely have worked very hard to get this series going here this season, and again, it's just an honor to have you here with us and racing with us, and that's what it's all about, though, ladies and gentlemen, community. You've seen on the broadcast, on the top of that banner throughout the broadcast, you see all the countries represented here in this series particularly, and you see that hashtag is ReRaces1, and that's what it's about. The sim racing community is a community. It doesn't matter where it is that where you stand in the racing world, whether you're the worst racer in the world or you're one of the best racers in the world. At the end of the day, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're a big family, and we all have one goal: just to get on track and have some good competition and have some good fun racing. So appreciate the great words, of course. And congratulations on P2. How do you feel about moving into Alsace Village?
Honestly, I can't stand that track. I really don't like it. I think with this car, it'll be better than most of what I end up having to drive around that track normally. I really can't stand the track. I mean, it is what it is. I'll definitely be there, but yeah, I don't know. Out of all the tracks on the calendar, I'd say that one's probably the one I'm least looking forward to. So, it's actually, when it comes into racing around that track, I think it keeps everyone really close. You can end up with some really good racing around the track. So
I do expect we'll see that.
Yeah, I think that'll make up for the, most people have a somewhat negative opinion about the track, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is actually a pretty fun track to race around when you're in a pack. So very
Absolutely.
much a pack race kind of track. So I think that'll be fun.
Well, there we go. So Robbie Heck doesn't like the track, but he says it's a good fun racing track. So expect some good action here next week. Anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I'd really like to thank everyone that's organizing the league and putting in the hard work of organizing it. It really shows, in how the league's going, and I expect even next season we'll grow even more.
I mean, obviously this league does what we always hope, but well, thank you very much, and again, congratulations on a great drive for second place, and we'll see you next week at Alsace Village, and we'll see if you've got what it takes to get ahead Cal in there and take a podium, top of the podium here from him.
Yeah.
All right, cheers. Thank you very much for your time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so our winner here tonight, Mr. Callan C. Roach, as you've seen on screen. Now, this is the future, ladies and gentlemen. This is the future of World Series Tour racing. This is the future generation, this young man. And when I say young man, yes, that's right. He's not quite eligible to race for the World Tour events yet. He's very close. And let me tell you, when he gets there, we're going to be seeing that name on the Gran Turismo TVs for sure. So, great drive by you today. And how do you prepare for a race like this, coming in and just wanting to show that, hey, guys, you guys got to catch me this year? How do you prepare for something like that?
Really, I treat it the same as GCWS. It's mostly just like bragging rights when you're under 18. So, it's mostly just to kind of show up, see, compare myself against the competition. It's more of like a for fun thing. But I definitely want to get into like kind of more of a mindset of like taking it seriously, because I got to prepare for next year. Higher stakes, going to be probably more nervous. But yeah, leagues like these are pretty similar in my case, because it's just, race to me. But the practice hasn't changed, still putting in hundreds of miles. So, and, I got the result. So
absolutely. You looked very, very good out there. You're very smooth on the racetrack with that car. You feel good about this car? It looks like you've got a pretty good handle on this new car that Gran Turismo has brought into the game here.
Oh yeah, the car is very fun to drive. Mostly it's just kind of like a throttle tester, if that makes sense. You're constantly just trying to like, 90%, 100%. So you can really push the limits of the car and just, always find time in it. So I think that's what makes it interesting, especially on a course like this.
Absolutely. And I mean, how do you feel about the division that you're racing in here? How do you feel about the lineup? You get your faced up against here with a full stacked lobby of 15 drivers here, and I mean, they put on, like I said, they put on a fantastic race on in that mid pack. You guys would definitely have to go back and check that out. Those guys had a just absolutely great battle back in the middle of the pack there for the whole race essentially. But you got great pace, but you also know that you have good competition. Obviously, you have Rob Heck on the track, and of course we have Quartz, who wasn't here today. He's going to be some competition on the track as well, and I mean, he is your future competition, I guess, essentially as well, moving forward into your sim racing career. How do you enjoy league racing in comparison to the GTWS?
I just, as I said, treat them mostly the same. GTWS is definitely more serious, a lot more drama. People are really at each other's throats. We're in a league like this, it's more of a family. It's very tightly knit. So I think it's definitely more relaxed, but the competition is like still very strong. To where like if I make a mistake in qualifying, like that's my race over. It's not like I can just go from like last to first in some like dailies, for example.
Yes, yes, of course, and that's just, we were explaining to the viewers for the broadcast. It's very tough in a division of this caliber to make a mistake, say have a little spin, lose 2 or 3 positions, 2 or 3 seconds on the racetrack. It could take you all race just to make 1 second of that back up on the driver ahead of you, because all you guys are so quick and so closely paced. It is very, very hard to make up time on the driver once you lose it on that driver. So I do suspect we're going to see some pit strategies. Now, obviously, the one-stop strategy worked very well for you. Do you think that that's going to be a trend as we move forward through the series, or do you think we're going to start seeing a lot of one-stop strategies, or do you think that the lineup in the schedule should vary for some mixing strategies as we go through? Obviously, Alsace is going to be quite tough on the tires, I would assume, so that might change up some of the guys' thinking going into next week.
Yeah, it definitely could vary. The one stop was just by and far the best strategy at this track because of how long the pit lane is. For whatever reason, it's just one of the longest, I think, of all tracks. So some shorter pit lanes, like I think Blue Moon Infield B is on the schedule, if I'm not wrong. So I think we could see a multiple stop at that track, and possibly out there.
Yeah, Callan, your voice is lagging out. Uh-oh, he's lagging out.
Yeah, we might lose our winner here, ladies and gentlemen. Nonetheless, I mean, Callan C. Roach showing absolutely incredible pace. If he hangs out here, that's cool. We'll definitely give him a chance to say his thank yous or shout outs if he has any. But if we've lost him, I'm sure we'll see him on the podium here again at some point throughout this series, and we'll be able to get to talk to him again. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the future generation of what to expect in Gran Turismo World Series racing with C. Roach. He's a very, very quick young man, and we're very privileged here at Flat Out Racing North America to have such a stacked elite lineup with all these great racers in here. To all you guys that finished first, second, third place, to all the way down through to 15th, every driver stayed on track. Every driver gave it everything they had here tonight. Congratulations for the fantastic show, and thank you very much for being here and racing for us to commentate, because it was a lot of fun, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, I'm on a time crunch here. I can't believe I got all this in within that 90-minute time window. I'm in the pro division, as we all know, if you guys have been watching the socials, so I do got to bounce. So, we are going to call the stream here. I absolutely appreciate all the support here today. Everybody that came in here and smashed that love, we appreciate you. All the viewers, we love you. You're the reason why this happens. All these racing leagues, you're the reason why we get these guys that want to come and show their skill and test their mettle. prepare for the next upcoming, maybe more competitive series, you know, getting a little bit of extra track time and getting a little bit of practice in some of these drivers for what's in their future careers. So it's an absolute honor and privilege to be able to commentate a division of this caliber. Again, this was presented by Flat Out Racing North America. It is sponsored by GTR Simulators, which is providing a sim rig to the winners of each division, and Apex Racing, of course, is supplying a huge prize pool to all our finishers in all the divisions as well. I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and all graphics seen on stream here today were done by High Pre Graphics. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back live ideally for 10 p.m. Eastern Time Monday to do Pro-Am 2, Pro-Am 1, and the Pro Lobbies via rebroadcast. I hope everybody enjoyed the show here tonight, and look forward to seeing you next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Same time, same place. Most importantly, stay winning. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, legends.